Thank God it's Wednesday. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you are. If this looks familiar, it should. This is a baseball field. This is a baseball diamond. I'm coming to you from the mound, the pitcher's mound, 60 feet from home plate. First base is to my left. Second base is directly behind me. And third base is to my right. The players are the catcher, the pitcher. The pitcher would be where I'm sitting or standing now. First base, second base, shortstop, and third base, left field, center field, and right field. 9 players on each baseball team. And Doubleday invented the game of baseball. It said Doubleday, but it's in dispute, like a lot of things that happened in history many years ago. It's matters who you talk to and get their different opinions. Usually there's a third base coach to my right, a first base coach, and umpires, one behind home plate, and usually one on the left foul line and the right foul line, and behind second base. And this is baseball, one of the most popular pastimes in America, and we'll get to that. But first, let's get to some of the items of interest that happened today, in today's date, July 14th, if you can believe that. In 1881, Billy the Kid was shot to death by Pat Garrett. Billy the Kid was a notorious outlaw back in the 1800s. He was born in New York City on the east side. He and his family moved to Kansas, where his father passed away. His mother took the family to Colorado and then various locations, and then wound up in New Mexico, where he continued his thievery, his murderous conduct, and his outlaw legend. He was captured by this Pat Garrett and sentenced to hang, and he escaped and shot 2 deputies to death on his way out, and was tracked down ultimately by the same gentleman who captured him the first time. Patrick Garrett tracked him down and shot him to death. Billy the Kid is known to kill, it said 27 individuals were murdered by Billy the Kid. His real name was Henry McCarthy, but again, that's up to debate. Some people think it was this, some people think it was that. He was 21 years old when he was shot to death. Henry McCarthy. So this was Billy the Kid, a notoriously famous outlaw back in the wild west. July 14th. And in 1968, Hank Aaron, in 1968, I'm sorry for the shaking of the camera, it's quite windy today, and I'm just waiting for the tripod to tip over. On this day, July 14th in history, Hank Aaron, 1968, on this day, hit his 500th home run for the Braves. Now, the Braves were not always the Atlanta Braves. They moved to Atlanta. They had other locations. You'll have to Google all these particulars yourself. But he was a lifelong player for the Atlanta Braves that eventually became the Atlanta Braves. He started his career in 1950. He started in 1952. Hank Aaron did. In the Negro American League. That was an all-black baseball league, and he played for the Indianapolis Clowns, if you can believe that, before he was picked up or drafted into the major leagues and became today what we know, one of the most, probably the 5 best players in the history of baseball. I hope everybody saw the All-Star game last night. Congratulations to the American League for beating the National League. It's always quite competitive and always without controversy for all various different reasons and politics as well. Hank Aaron received the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2002. The Baseball Hall of Fame in 1992. He was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. And he was the most valuable player in 1957. He was unbelievable. And he died at 86 years old on January 22nd, 2021. Not too long ago, we lost the great Hank Aaron. And some of his stats, I jotted down just some of these amazing stats, and you'll know why he's as amazing a baseball player as there is. 1,477 extra base hits, 2,297 runs batted in, 2,297 runs batted in, 755 home runs, 2,174 runs scored, second to only Ty Cobb. 12,364 times at bat, second to only Pete Rose, and 3,771 total hits. And he was only exceeded by Ty Cobb and Pete Rose. So he's like the third all-time hit leader. And his lifetime batting average was 305. And listen, 305 was the average. So probably a lot of his career was spent, I don't know, 375. I'd say 400. 305 was his average. So I don't think it left any lower than that. But Hank Aaron, wonderful. And the other thing that happened today of an interesting item of interest is on July 14th, 1969, the motion picture Easy Rider premiered. And this was a game changer for the movie business. Up to this point, the studios controlled everything. They pulled the strings. They financed movies, big productions, big studios, big music, orchestras playing music to these motion pictures. And then comes Easy Rider, and it changed the whole paradigm of movie making. For the time, it was an avant-garde type, low-budget, independent film that broke all the rules. And it was very popular. It became a cult classic. It was directed by Dennis Hopper. And also Dennis Hopper starred in it, Peter Fonda, and of course Jack Nicholson. After this film, it propelled Jack Nicholson to stardom. These are one of these cult films that if you were in one film, this would be this, like Scarface. If you were in Scarface, you didn't have to audition again for a movie for the rest of your life. What would you rather be, in a cult classic like Scarface, or in this case, Easy Rider, or a movie that nobody really cares about or sees? I know a gentleman that's in Scarface. He actually, what's his name? Al Pacino actually took his accent and used his accent in his voice for the film. His name is, he was a comic at the Comedy Store, and he got that role in Scarface. And check it out. Check it out. I can't remember his name, but he's one of Al Pacino's member of his crew, the shorter gentleman. And So Jack Nicholson just went through the ceiling. He didn't even have to be in another movie. Jack Nicholson was he was an Academy Award nomination for his role as a supporting actor, and it also got an Academy Award nomination for screenplay. And it was and this was the first time that movies used music from groups as opposed to stage orchestras for music to the films. And it started a trend that we know today, that famous rock and roll groups and what have you write or perform their music for a particular motion picture. So this film was quite a groundbreaker in many categories. And if you haven't seen Easy Rider, and it's kind of morose in a certain way, because it shows all the different faces, some ugly faces of America that still exist today. It showed some good, positive things, and it showed the ugly, toxic side of the American personality, perhaps. So I recommend seeing Easy Rider if you get a chance. So those are some of the items of interest today. Fortunately, I was able to make this presentation on this vacant ball field. There's another one to my right. There's some baseball activity going on over there. And you see these, if you ever fly in an airplane across the United States, you will see these from the sky, dotted the landscape from coast to coast. Any open field in America, and you will see a baseball diamond of some sort. They are just, it's one of the first things you notice if you fly over America. Baseball diamonds virtually everywhere, clear across the country. It's a popular sport, and it's not without its controversies and strikes. Not too long ago, there was a controversy with the pitcher using illegal substances on his baseball. People taking pharmaceutical enhancing drugs, tampering with the bat, you name it. There's been some controversy. Every team wants an edge. They even had, I think, people in the stands relaying signs to opposing benches, videotaping. There's just a whole set of controversies, and it's just it's a shame that there's a certain segment of sports that cannot play fair. But let me close with the baseball. This is the baseball, and the reason it's so fascinating is, do you think you could hit this baseball at 80 plus miles an hour, 90 miles an hour? The eye coordination is outrageous. But what I want to talk about with this baseball is do what I do when you go to the baseball game. Every time there's a foul ball into the stands, jump up and scream your head off and hold that baseball high and just go nuts. 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 Every time there's a foul ball, just take the baseball. I always bring a baseball to the Diamond, to the Dodger Stadium, whatever. I bring my own baseball. And every time there's a foul ball, I stand up and I grab my ball and I go, ah! Oh, oh, oh. You know, these people who catch these foul balls, they act like they caught the Fabergé egg, like they caught $1 million safe or some kind of ticket to heaven. They go nuts. It's just a baseball. Bring your own baseball, do what I do, you'll enjoy the game. Every time it goes foul, you jump up no matter where you're sitting, no matter where that foul ball is, and you will have a great time. You will enjoy yourself, the people around you will enjoy yourself. You'll see who has the sense of humor around you. You'll see the spectators who have a funny bone. And then you'll see people that'll say, oh, what's he doing? What's he doing? You know, what's he doing? Those are the people without a sense of humor. Ignore those people. The people with a sense of humor will get what you're doing, and you will enjoy the game immensely. And every time there's a foul ball, you'll be able to show everybody that you have the foul ball. And sometimes they may think that you really caught the foul ball if they weren't paying attention. So in recapping, Billy the Kid was killed today on July 14th by Patrick Garrett, the same gentleman that took him in, sentenced him, found guilty, was going to hang him. He escaped, killed 2 deputies, caught again by Patrick, and was shot to death in a gun battle. Hank Aaron hit his 500th home run today on this date, and Easy Rider premiered in 1969, and I think it is 69. So have a great day, enjoy the baseball season, enjoy the summer, and don't forget, bring your own baseball to the game next time. Let's see how much this is now. Just go nuts. Oh, 16 minutes, just fine, that's fine.